Welcome on into the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Cologne, and he is
JJ, baby. What's going on with you, Big Willie?
Oh, JJ, I'm fresh off vacation, feeling great. As you can see, I'm sporting a new tan. I'm looking a little extra crispy. Fun in the sun with the kids on a Disney cruise was an A+. I don't have anybody to hate or, I guess, throw shade at because that damn mouse knows how to throw a cruise. And I'll say this right off the bat. If you don't like cruises, give this one a try. If you have a large family and you want to, before you visit Disneyland or Disney World, give the Disney cruise a try. I enjoyed it. The wife enjoyed it. The family as a whole enjoyed it. And I have no complaints, JJ. If you walked off this ship after the week I just had on this Disney cruise, then you have a problem with life. There's issues going on in your life that are bigger than Disney, and you should seek professional help. So that's what I got for you.
I got you, Big Willie. Not only do you got a tan, Big Willie, I see a new look, Big Willie. Now, you don't mess me up, first of all. You cut the dreads. That messed me up first. Then, Big Willie, you got down and left here looking like Babyface, and that got down to Big Willie. You don't came back, got down there looking like got down this man with the beard got down. Big Willie, you ain't tell me about the new look. What's really going on here?
You inspired
me. You look like
me,
Willie
JJ.
Nelson over there.
You inspired me. The salt and pepper beard, you inspired me. So I felt like, man, I got to give it a try.
Yes,
being on TV, they do prefer a little more cleaner look. But since the season is over, and by the way, JJ, this is game week for your boy. Saturday, I will be heading down to Houston, Texas, to participate in the 2025 Spartan race. So I want to channel my inner warrior, my inner dog, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna rock the beard going into this race. I've been training. I've been on my horse. I've been grinding, and so this week, I've been kind of mentally and physically gearing up for the race, and I'm excited. So the beard, the hair. I had a little vacay before the race, and now I'm treating it like game week. I'm getting the body ready. I'm getting warrior shape. I'm getting everything moving, Jay. So that's where I'm at right now.
I got you. Kind of like the NFL say, I ain't cutting my hair around my face till I win the Super Bowl. As long as I'm winning, I ain't gonna change my draws. I'm gonna wear the same draws every Sunday. I'm gonna keep the same hair on my face, let it grow, and then if we lose, then I could have. But I don't want to I don't want to put a spell on myself. So I'm gonna keep everything going. I'm gonna wear the same dirty draws. I'm gonna keep the same hair on my face. I ain't gonna got darn shave. I ain't gonna got darn put no deodorant on. I'm gonna got darn just stay like I am. Got darn until we win the Super Bowl. Is that what's going on, Big Willie?
No. No. I'm changing my drawers. It's important for my marriage and my relationships outside my house that I do walk outside with a fresh pair of underwear. That is the goal. However, there is such a thing, JJ. To your point, when I was in training camp with the Pittsburgh Steelers, there was such a thing called a camp beard, and that kind of I guess exuded that you were in the grind. You were fighting and crawling, and you weren't worried about your external look. You weren't worried about a shape up or looking pretty for anything else. You were simply focused on being the best you could be for your respective team during that time. So when training camp came around, especially towards the end of training camp, you saw a lot of unhinged dudes that had these grizzly beards. Their hair was all over the place. Their barber couldn't see them. And guys normally didn't get their shape up or clean up until, usually the second preseason game before the start of the season. So this is, if anything, this is my training camp look. I'm getting him. You know how like Rocky was in the snow with the log, and he's got the beard. He's got the I forgot the name of the coat. I forgot the name of the coat he was wearing. But anyway, the Sherlin. He's wearing that Sherlin, that leather thing. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm in my Rocky mode. It's going down at 12 o'clock in Houston, Texas. Me and my good friend Delonte, my brother from another, and his cousin Jay, another good friend of mine. We're all going down there, man. We've been training for this since October. We've been going at this since October, so we are finally here, Jay.
So when you was on the boat, did you lay down? Did you relax? Or were you still training? Because they do got a gym on that goddamn boat, and they do got a goddamn track around that goddamn. So, Big Willie, was it in a rest? Did you still continue your training?
JJ, let me tell you one thing. The food and the access to the food was immense. I mean, like, one thing, it's tough, man, because one thing I got to say, I wasn't pro cruise going into this cruise because my first experience on a cruise, I was like, one of my complaints was like, if I, when we dock and I like a place, I want to be able to enjoy the place and not feel like I have to get up and go. That was one of my complaints. The food was okay on my first cruise, and the experience was fine. I wasn't overly thrilled. But I didn't have a bad time. It was what it was. This time, I walked away feeling rejuvenated.
You hated for it to end.
Yeah, I was happy to get off the boat because there's so many, I'm walking around with fake characters. Like I'm popping up Disney, Goofy, Pluto, and I'm like, all right, this is starting to become the norm to me. I don't know if I should accept that or not, right?
Yeah.
However, the food was great. I had no complaints, Jay, from breakfast all the way to midnight snack. It was an A+ effort for the chefs.
You didn't work out.
I did. Okay, I did work. Okay. I got up at 5:00 and I was in the gym by 6, out the gym by 7:30, 8, in time to get the kids wrapped up and ready to go for the day. And we hit the food and we were on to the beach and we were having great days. However, JJ, enough about Willie. What have you been up to?
Big Willie. Just being dragged along, got down it like the wife always do us, got down it and just toting us along wherever they want us to go. I was dragged this weekend, Big Willie. So Gucci had a wonderful event that she was called to be in, and she was the spokesman of this event of a business that they're trying to create for children, far as building this big community and something for the kids, and it was real nice, man, to see so many people like the mayor the one that's running for mayors, all a bit a lot of politicians and stuff that was involved, and so Gucci was the spokesman, and she got up there, did a tremendous job, man, spoke very highly of everybody and everything that's going on. And I must say, it makes me feel good, Big Willie, to see my wife so educated up there speaking about positive cause, Big Willie. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking over there, and from the outside looking in, you be like, oh my goodness, I got such a small wife. Look at her. Just look how she talks. Just look at how she just into everything. I mean, Big Willie, that's a blessing. Sometimes we just don't realize the things and notice the things that we need to be noticing until we sitting from afar and just looking at it all, just put together and happening, God darn it. And Big Willie, that really made me feel good, that So Gucci was, having the opportunity, to show her talent out here. And not just Mississippi, but everywhere, she's called to go.
Well, listen, if you're a fan of or were a fan of the Bell Collective, one thing your wife and my wife can do is talk. And so the fact that she was able to show another side of her is great. And I listen, I think anytime both of our wives get to display the positive side of their attributes, it's a plus. But I do say this, Jay. Mm-hmm. You pissed me off again.
Oh, Big Willie. Hold on, Big Willie. I ain't do nothing but go to the whole gala. I got done had my goddamn good stuff on where I was looking swaggerlicious as ever. Yep. Then got done it. I did a little post, got done it.
Yep.
Let the people see. So, Big Willie, I don't think I did nothing.
Jay, you hit the red carpet in this fancy suit and you hit the Zoolander. You hit the Zoolander with the fancy footwork and you spun around. You hit the model pose. You hit the OG bend. You gave the side. Your light-skinnedness exuded at an extreme level. And I'm saying to myself, am I ever going to rub off on Jay? Is he ever going to just give him the Hercules? Yeah. It's all suave. It's all peaches and cream with Jay. It's all that smooth, velvety touch.
Yes, sir.
And though I appreciate it from time to time.
Yes, sir.
I'm not really mad at you. I just want to make fun of you walking the red carpet, showing off your suit and kind of doing your model spin. Hit me with the Zoolander face. I was like, oh, look at Jay go. So I'm not surprised. It's funny you said this. It's funny you the reason I brought it up because my good friend, one of my best friend, is in love with you. He's in love with you and So Gucci.
Thank you.
He actually, I don't know how he found this, but there's an old clip of you and the girls, and both of one twin is here, one twin is here. You're in the middle, and they do kind of a dance number, and they bring you out, and you're wearing like this all ghost, and this is on Dancing Dolls. That was on the name of the show. This is on Dancing Dolls, and you move and the girls do their 1-2, and you move into center stage, and you get the wiggling and jiggling and shimmying and all this, and the crowd is going crazy, and I'm just like, yeah, that's JJ. Like that is the man the people love to see right there. And I was like, what's crazy about that? I don't know how long ago that was.
Yeah,
but I do know you still got it.
Yes, sir.
And so watching you spin and dip and kind of show that showmanship on the red carpet, I was like, JJ's just cooking at all times. He's he's 24 hours. JJ is always humming. So I wanted to give you credit and they kind of bust your chops a little bit.
I appreciate
it. There's not a red carpet or dance floor JJ can't fuck up. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to put that out there.
That'll work.
JJ, let's respond to the internet. You ready?
Come on with it. What the internet talking about this week?
I was talking about Lizzo. Lizzo has done a great job of transforming her body. Listen, at the end of the day, we all knew Lizzo for being this plus size girl who's extremely talented, can sing, can play emotion.
That's what workout do for you, Big Willie.
Well, this is the issue. Let me get right to the article, and this is from Yahoo to be exact. She has made, she has talked about her weight loss. She's talked about the effort she has taken in reference to her weight loss. And a lot of people was like, well, that's Ozempic. Ozempic is doing that to her. And Lizzo's like, no, it's not no goddamn Ozempic. This is me. This is me putting in the effort, putting in the work. And some people are calling bullshit. Well, according to Yahoo, this is what they said. Said Lizzo is fully committed to showing the world her weight loss transformation. The multi-award winning artist who recently achieved her weight loss goal after months of dieting and training has proudly shared images of her new look on social media. JJ, the pictures are amazing. She looks damn good.
That's what I said. That's what a good little workout do for you, Big Willie. Didn't you say you was in the gym? The women was up in there trying to get the beach pictures going, and everybody was trying to look good. Lizzo want to look good too.
Jay, I gotta say this: when you lose weight, you feel great. It just goes hand in hand. You start. It's fun when you're able to slide into things that you couldn't slide in before. Example, Willie, right? Me and Akeisha, before the trip, Akeisha loves to go shopping for the kids, get them new outfits, new sneakers, just so they can look fresh on the road. Get it? I'm used to it. We adults do it all the time. Exactly. Well, we was like, we want to get them something because it's cold here and it's going to be warm in Florida. Fast forward, Jay, we stop into the Gap. Gap has great things for kids. Keisha goes, I'm going to get myself a sweatsuit. The kids are going to get this, da-da-da-da. Willie, why won't you get yourself something? Jay, I got to be honest with you. I've never been able to fit Gap clothes, ever. Not even a T-shirt. And I looked at this woman, I said, babe, there's nothing here in my size. She goes, no. You've lost the weight. You look great. Go ahead and try this on. So I said, okay. So this young fellow was there. And he's like, hey, how can I help you? He was like, I was like, hey, man, there's a sweatshirt, sweatpants, and a shirt I would like to try on. It's not going to fit, but my wife is going to make me try it on anyway.
She's going to insist.
Right. So he goes, this is a young dude. He was like, hey, man, just give it a try. You never know. Jay, I go into the dressing room, take off the clothes I was currently wearing at the time, slide into the sweatshirt and the sweatpants, and it fit.
You couldn't tell your wife nothing then. Oh my goodness.
Tell my wife you couldn't tell me anything. JJ, I brought 5 sweatshirts.
What?
I brought 5 sweatshirts and I got like 2 other sweatpants. I thought I could never walk in the Gap and purchase anything. And so my confidence is very much like Lizzo's. Meaning, when you feel good, you want to let the world know what you've been up to. And as Lizzo continues to post these pictures and as we continue to celebrate her weight loss, I'm right with her. I'm want to now venture into stores and give it a try. The stores that I've never been able to walk into like they have my size. So I feel good. But there's another question, JJ. Are we over the body positivity phase? Have we surpassed that? Are we done with it?
As in people?
As in the people. Because remember, for a good 5 to 6 years, big women were gracing the pages of Sports Illustrated, Vogue. They were in video shoots. Lizzo herself showed up to a Lakers game with both her ass cheeks out, and people was just like, good Lord. And now Lizzo, who was the face of this body positivity transformation, has said, hey, I'm tired of being fat. I'm tired of the harassment and all the slander I receive on social media and in the news. I want to take this into my own hands and get the weight off, and she has done so. Where do you think we are when it comes to body positivity?
Big Willie, this is something that'll be here from before we came into the world to after we leave the world. We'll never be over that. It's like Dion say, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good. So goddamn, it's gonna always be a situation where you trying to look good. If it don't last but for 1 month, 2 weeks, coming into the New Year resolution, goddamn it, we gonna make sure, goddamn it, we do something, goddamn it, to make ourselves feel good. And Big
so
Willie,
are we stuffing the fat people in the closet and say, hey, don't come out till you're skinny? Are we saying that?
No, sir. Because as Lizzo say, you got to goddamn to do what you got to do till you get to where you want to be at. And as she showed you, she did that. You think she was unhappy when she was a big girl? No, sir. Lizzo got done to say this everyday life. Look here, I ain't the first goddamn big person you don't seen, goddamn it, and I damn sure ain't gonna be the last. I am who I am. Y'all gonna have to like me the way I am. So she got done to deal what she had to do to be happy for herself, until she got done and was able enough to got done to get comfortable and got done to be the way she wanted to be. And right now she's being the way that she want to be. And you got to think about it too, Big Widow. A lot of time people want to be the way they got to be, but they just don't have the time, because a lot of us have jobs. A lot of us got done and said, man, I can't wait to got done and I get off so I can work out. And then, being big is not an easy process, because for one, the first thing you thinking of is, damn, she ought to get out there and work out. But goddamn, when you're Big Willie, and you going to work and you got it on your mind, but when you get off, it's just hard to do when you got down there a bigger person, because you tired. Then you know what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get off, Big Willie? You already know they're home. They gonna go get something to eat. Now, come on, Big Willie. Goddamn well, you don't work all goddamn day. I don't give a darn if you don't have breakfast, lunch. When you get off that goddamn job, you got exercise on your goddamn mind, but the first thing you thinking is, I'm gonna stop by here and get me something to eat before I get home. And you know what's gonna happen as soon as you got there and get something to eat and get home. You're gonna eat first, you're gonna have it on your mind, goddamn, I'm gonna work out once this digest, and all of a sudden you sleep. Or you sitting there with the remote control in your hand, or sitting there with the phone in your hand, looking at YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or something. So, it's just a hard situation, when you're a big person, to motivate yourself, because a lot of time you don't have the time. And you gotta make the time. You gotta basically, it's like forcing yourself to do something that you want to do, but you really don't want to do, if that makes any sense.
Well, I'll say this too. So I have two rebuttals. One, I'm glad she didn't lean on Ozempic like most folks do, and I don't have a problem with Ozempic. I just think I think people use Ozempic or these weight loss drugs thinking it's the end all be all without putting in the work. That's what bothers me. Like, in order to use Ozempic and Wegovy via Mounjaro, you have to use the drug, or peptide as they call it, and be able to work out on top of that, on top of eating right? Like, there's a process. Take the drug, work out, eat right, and then everything you want to happen is going to happen. If you simply just take the drug and think it's going to you're going to shred this way, it is, but it's not sustainable. No. And then one thing people don't talk about is, once you meet your goal, that you have to continue to stay on the medication and take a maintenance dose of it. So there's technically no exit from using Ozempic, right? You got to stay on it. So I'm glad she goes, I didn't use Ozempic. A lot of people believe her, some don't. Nevertheless, her photos look great. I'm happy that she took her life and her health seriously and decided, like, listen, man. But it goes back to what we were talking about last week with the Harder to Matter campaign that Akeisha and So Gucci did. And I know Akeisha came home talking about, hey, man, a lot of things that are killing black folks is poor diet, smoking, the drinking, the lack of attention to health within their own life was knocking us off. All those things that she mentioned are preventable. Bottom line, like, we can all push away from that stuff. I do want to say this, Jay, and then this is a question for you. Your wife is a bit of a health nut. She loves working out. She's a fitness nut. If So Gucci was to put on the weight, and she starts to get a little thick in areas that she wasn't thick in, barring there's no medical issues. How would you tell So Gucci she's getting too big for your liking, or would you say something at all?
Well, first of all, I got done to enjoy the pushing for the cushion first and enjoy and just get all the stuff that I ain't used to getting because they feel like a different woman. That's the first thing, Big Willie,
right.
Because you ain't used to seeing, they're just more slapping for the clapping, So I'm gonna enjoy it first. Then after I get used to it, and I know she ain't trying to do nothing about it, I'm gonna be just like that Instagram thing I sent you to your phone when that woman say he say, you need to work out. And then she said, well, won't you motivate me to work out? He said, well, get your fat ass up and to get in there work. And the next thing you know, he was in the hospital, laid in the bed. But, she wanted to be motivated. That's how he motivated her. So and sometimes you got to say a little something to hurt the feelings to motivate him, even though you won't. You can't just keep lying to him. Ooh, baby, you looking so sexy. Oh, my goodness, girl, you putting on that weight and all. You saying, hell no, you need to get your ass in that damn jeans.
It's interesting, too, because I think when in reference to me and Keisha has no problems of telling me that I'm getting too big.
There you go.
But she has no problems at letting me get big either. Right? Exactly. She was like, well, I like you. I like you for who you are. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, you put, all right now. All right. And I'm like, what is all right? She's like, you're poking out there. You're getting big. And so it's interesting. As far as me telling Keisha, would I have the nerve to tell her she's fat? I don't have the nerve to tell her she's getting fat.
You going to end up in the hospital.
I don't have the nerve. But I
don't
know.
Don't you say so will?
I don't have, because because one, I know she's already conscious of it, and she's already, the problem is Keisha doesn't like working out. She doesn't. But she's also never had to work out. She's always been one of those naturally thick, curvy girls. And it wasn't until the babies and all and the lifestyle kind of came along when she kind of thickened up. And she's conscious of it. But there's times where I want to be like, hey, babe, I want to hit her with how she hit me. Like, all right now. All right. I want to hit her with that. But then I know it won't go well. So I don't say nothing. Which means I have the tougher skin out of the two of us. And I'm proud to say I do. But I also know she's conscious of it, and she's been doing good. Let's move it along, JJ. There was a tragic loss over the weekend. You know who I'm talking about. Man. Angie Stone, according to page 6, it says Angie Stone's kids are speaking out after the singer was killed in a car crash over the weekend. It says right here, it is with heavy hearts that the children of the R&B singer Angie Stone, along with her extended family, want to thank you all for your love and well wishes during what is an extremely difficult time. Diamond Stone, 41, and Michael Archer, 27, wrote in a statement, Angie was an example of Black women and girls everywhere. Angie also loved and championed for Black men with her #1 hit entitled Brother. JJ, I know you were a fan of Angie Stone. I am a fan as well. This comes out of, I guess, this is like a blindside because I know Angie was still performing. There were some gripes with her old record label as far as royalties, that she was old and she was trying to get her money. However, she was still out there on the road performing, doing her thing, and she looked like she was in great shape. She was another one, by the way, who did a transformation. She was a big woman when she was performing, and she was dating D'Angelo and all this other stuff. And she popped up and she had lost a ton of weight and she looked fantastic. So it's unfortunate, extremely unfortunate, that she is no longer with us. Excuse me. So R.I.P. to Angie Stone, and our thoughts and prayers will go out to her family.
Most definitely. JJ. And one thing I got down to say, Big Willie, it's just too many people losing mamas right now. If you notice, man, it just seems like everybody that has mamas from last year all the way to this year just losing their mamas, and people just don't understand, man, how important it is to give your mama their flowers while they're here, because you can be healthy, shining, smiling, be looking forward. You can go even into the hospital like my mama and just telling you to call their job, telling them, baby, I'm going to get this blood transfusion, and got done it. You ain't got to tell them I won't be in Friday. I'm going to be in Monday and just use one of my vacation days. Or, I could get paid and be in good spirit. And all of a sudden, without a snap of a finger, it's like a thief got done it in the night. It just come unexpectedly without you knowing, that without anybody even knowing, because she still intended to be here. And, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't welcome nobody to that union right there, goddamn it, because that ain't nothing nobody want to be a part of. And I can promise you, man, I can understand how her children and everybody is feeling because, man, words cannot explain it. And one thing about me and you, we know, goddamn it, we can talk about it, we can express it, but it still don't goddamn it lessen up goddamn it the pain goddamn it we feel. And I can only imagine what they're going through. And man, that's a hurtful situation. I feel their pain and I hate they going through it, man, because that's something you just don't get over, even when you're dealing with it.
Well said. Once again, Angie Stone, age 63. She is no longer with us. She unfortunately was involved in a horrific car accident over the weekend. So our thoughts and prayers go out to her and, go out to her family and her fans, because I know a lot of people still love her and love their music. So we're going to take a break. Wild Willie Podcast Show. Welcome on back to the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Colon, and he is
JJ, baby. What you got going on the news this week, Big Willie?
Oh, JJ. Listen, do you know who Steve Smith is?
What? Carolina Panther, goddamn, one of the goddamn greats that was short like me, that was a cold receiver. Only difference he made it and I didn't, because goddamn, I didn't have the support. Yes, I know who Steve Smith is.
Okay, I guess you do. So Steve Smith, future Hall of Famer, if not already a Hall of Famer, played for the Carolina Panthers for a long time, also the Baltimore Ravens. Well, he was in the headlines. He's also an analyst on NFL Network. He does a great job, big personality, doesn't hold anything back, kind of has this bulldog mentality. Yes. If you know anything about Steve Smith, he was a hell of a receiver, like JJ said, a little undersized, but he played like he was 6'5", and played with a fearless nature, and it wasn't afraid to throw hands or say what was on his mind at the end of the day. Nevertheless, he was called out. You know why, JJ?
Yes, because he's a big inspiration. You just told me all the things he did, got done it, and he's an inspiration to people, right?
No. What happened was, well, according to this man who had a wife, who was also in the Ravens marching band, found some very solicit, horny, aggressive text from... Yeah, it was pornish. It was text from Steve Smith to his wife. So this dude discovered that his wife was cheating on him with Steve Smith. And he called Steve Smith, and said, "Hey, man, you're sleeping with my wife. I found these text messages. I see these videos. I know you're messing with my wife." And Steve Smith, one of the first things I loved, and our producer Britt will pull it up, and he was like, "Who's this?" Knowing damn well, he was like, "What do you mean, who's this?" But nevertheless, JJ, this man went on to air out the relationship between his wife and Steve Smith.
Well,
and it was aggressive.
Thank goodness Steve Smith wasn't married.
Well, he is married.
Whoa.
That's the problem, JJ. He's married with kids.
Oh,
and so this is the issue. Now that Steve Smith has been aired out by this man, the text messages are public. The everything's public. There's nothing under the rug. JJ, now there's two sides of this. Who's at fault? Who's to blame? Is it the wife? Is it the man? Is it Steve Smith? Because if you look at the comments and you talk to, or not even talk to, but if you listen to some of the responses and you see and read some of the responses, a lot of people are calling this man a clown for sharing the text messages. A lot of people are saying, listen, you are the loser in this situation. Why are you going at Steve Smith? You have a wife who's cheating on you with Steve Smith. Why don't you take it straight to her? JJ, I'm going to throw this at you as somebody who, dare I say, been in this situation. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
You've been cheated on unfairly. And by the way, Steve Smith has been married since 2000. So he's been married for some time now. JJ, what's the best way to handle this situation? Did this husband handle it the right way, or did he handle it the wrong way?
Well, Big Willie, there's two ways you got to look at this, and I'm going to tell you both ways. For one, the wife is in the wrong. Because
the wife is obviously in the wrong for cheating.
Yes, because a man can't do no more than what a woman let him do. So I'm just gonna be honest with you, goddamn it. I mean, this man cannot be with her 24/7, can't keep an eye on her 24/7. So whatever is done is because she allowed it. I don't know what the situation was that caused it, but whatever it was, he couldn't have did no more than goddamn what he allowed her to do. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. Now, when you're young and you're in love and you got done, it's just jealous and you just love her with all your heart, and you gonna always think the man has got done wrong. Man, you knew I was married, you don't want to mess with it. But no, it don't work like that. That's that young mind talking to you saying, oh yeah, get on this man because he in the wrong. I've been there, Big Willie, but no, he's not got done it in the wrong. The wife is in the wrong because it don't matter how many times that man stepped to her, what he buy, how he impress her. He can't do no more than what she allowed him to do. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the reason he approached him, because you know as well as I know, when you married, got done it, then and that person got done it sleeping with another married person, you can sue him. So got done, of course, he got done and earned his dirty laundry out because he got proof. And I'm pretty sure he gonna take him to court and the judge gonna rule up into the man's favor because Steve was messing with a married woman. And law, it says if you do, you can sue him.
Mm-hmm.
And who better, and you don't know what kind of money they got. You don't know what the situation is. But in his situation, it don't matter who say he in the wrong, who's saying, man, you just a bitch for goddamn doing this. But in his eye, this man looking like, look here, y'all say what you want, but you ain't gonna call me broke at the end of the day because I'm taking this to the limit.
So, JJ, my next question is, since you've been in this situation before, if you were in this man's shoes, how would you have handled this situation? Meaning, would you have called Steve Smith and do what he exactly did, aired out that you know about the relationship? Or you simply take it to the woman and be like, this is over because this is what I now know?
Well, that's what I'm gonna do first. Then got done. I'm gonna get with my attorneys and get involved. And you look here, I got to make you feel like I feel. So we got to at least take this thing to court. So got done. I couldn't hurt you no other way. So I'm gonna hurt you in your pocket. That's the best way to get back at person. Not putting hands on you, taking to court. And when you take them to court, you hurt them where it got done gonna hurt them at. And got done when they feel that pain in the pocket, then they gonna feel just as much stress as you feel.
That's it. Listen, it's an approach. I don't know if I would have that approach, and I don't even know if I would take it to Steve Smith, because first of all, I've been in this situation too. Meaning, one, I was dating this girl at one time, and she was from Atlanta. This is actually before Keisha and I was together, and we had spent some time. We were probably in phase 2 of getting to know each other, meaning like we obviously met each other out. She had been out to Pittsburgh, hung out with me, and we had some time together. And we were kind of we were just seeing each other. Nevertheless, I had got a call one day after football practice, and it was from her man. And he was like, hey, may I talk to Willie? And I was like, and I'm thinking it's one of my homeboys or somebody I may have met in passing and just forgot their voice and who they were. And the guy goes on, he goes, I'm such and such man. And I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, I know she probably hasn't told you about me. We've been going through some things, but I just want to let you know that you aren't the only man in her life. I didn't consider myself her man. I considered somebody she was talking to, but whatever. He went on to say, I furnished her apartment. I brought her her TV. She had an abortion by me. We have history. And so I'm like, after I heard all that, Jim, I was simply like, okay, well, listen, man, she never told me anything about you. I don't know anything about you. And, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And he was like, well, I'm not trying to come at you. Of course, he kind of pumped back because I was like, you can get as angry as you want. I don't only know what I know. I don't know anything about you. And she never, exuded or told me anything about your relationship. Fast forward, we hung up and I called her right away. I'm like, yo, some dude named such and such called me and he says that he's your man and that you guys have been seeing each other and that, he obviously has issue with us talking. And she was like, oh, he called you? And I was like, what? I was like, is that your response? She's like, yeah. She's like, he's so annoying. I can't believe he called you. I'm so sorry. I'll handle this. And I was like, whoa. I was like, hold up. Are you guys together? She was like, Well, I was like, all right. I was all right. Cat's at the back. Like, it's cool. I'm good. Like, you can carry on and you guys figure that out accordingly. And I guess when things clear out and things are more clear, cut, and precise, meaning your relationship, then we can maybe stitch this back up and figure it out between us. But right now, I'm washing my hands with the situation. Mm-hmm. Do you have the nerve? She said to me. She goes, you have the nerve. I was like, I have the nerve. She goes, I know you're talking to other girls. I'm like, yeah, but they're not my girlfriend. Like, I'm dating. This is what you do. I'm allowed to date outside of you. We're not in a committed relationship. She goes, well, we were in a committed relationship. I was like, this guy told me he furnished your apartment and you had an abortion by him. That's a thick history.
Yeah,
I know you know nothing about what I have on my side of the fence, and nor will you, because every girl that I'm talking to don't even know you exist, right? This guy clearly knows I exist, and she was like, "Well, you shouldn't be giving up on us, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure this out between me and him, and you shouldn't be so quick to just jump ship." And I was like, I'm a cannonball off this motherfucker. I'm just like, exactly. I'm done. Like, I'm good. I have enough over here. Like, I'm good. Like, you figure that out and move on. But I was mad at her response, and I could tell he was hurt and he was in love with this girl. But I was more mad at her response. Like, girl, go handle your mess. Like, this is messy. I don't want to deal with mess nor handle mess, especially on my time. So go handle that. She's just like, whatever. And I was like, whatever. And I was like, peace. And that was the end of that. And so I'm a fan of this. This is why, if, God forbid, my beautiful wife ever decides to take this path, I'm like, listen, I'm taking it to my wife. Mm-hmm. I'm not taking it to the guy who she decided to step out with, right? Because at the end of the day, he only knows what he knows. And valid, he took the chance whether he knew about me or not. It's my wife who broke our marriage. She's the one that really split our covenant in half. So he has nothing to do with that. Because like you said, Jay, a man is only going to do what a woman allows.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I don't think I would sue him, Jay. I don't know if I would take that approach.
I'm going to break it down to you now. I said, everybody ain't the same. I did say, you don't know what their circumstances and their situation was. And the way things going right now in the world, and have stuff being set back with this tariffs and everything coming up slow and everything, people do anything right now for money, Big Willie. And sure. I'm pretty sure that he was embarrassed. His partners, everybody knew what was going on. And Big Willie, you know how it is out here in the world. You know they got there and going to that man, he long stroking your goddamn wife. Man, you ain't heard. Oh, man. And they bringing it to him, and now he's sitting there looking crazy. So this man, his mentality all over, goddamn, he all distressed and just messed up. So the only thing he can think about in his mind is getting back at this man that don't embarrass him in front of his friends, family, mama, dad, granddaddy, grandmama, everybody else, goddamn it. So now if he was up here, he way down here now, Big Willie, and he feeling bad about it. So he felt like, I'm pretty sure in his mind, I got to get back at this man some kind of goddamn way, which everybody wouldn't do it.
I want you to hold that because we do have the phone call.
Okay.
And I want you to hear the phone call, and I want you to see how this guy approaches the situation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been fucking my wife, bro.
Damn.
What you got to say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man. Steve. You ain't a fucking man, bro. All that shit you do on fucking TV, all that shit talking you do to other people. Now someone's got you on the fucking phone, you can't even fucking man up.
And that's how it ended.
Big Willie, I mean, what was he supposed to say? Because I'm looking at these crazy messages. This can't be the messages I'm looking at on the screen, Big Willie. Is you reading this?
Read them off, Jay. I want you to read them. And I have a question for you after them. And listen, it goes, I want you to read them off, Jay, because
apparently, she said, yes, sir. He said, take me deep down your throat. Hold up. Take me deep down your throat like you kind of like it. You wanted to suck me off. And she said, I did. I would have gagged on it, but I had to come home. You enjoyed it, he said. You like to feel it? She said, I like feeling it deep in my wet coochie. But she didn't say coochie. She said, my pizzazz. And me too, he said. Letting you taste it, though, would be so turned on. I would have shot my what you call it, all inside your pizzazz.
Right.
She said, I love making you come. I enjoy it more when you come inside of me. Oh my goodness.
So Jay,
no.
You heard the voicemail. You've seen the interaction between Steve Smith and him. You read the text messages. And I already asked you what you would have done, and you've already stated you would bring it to Steve Smith. You would even sue. But after hearing and seeing all that, is there a chance after reading and seeing all that you would have taken it to another level?
Big Willie, I cannot come home eating all them leftovers. I'm just being honest with you, Big Willie. That's some sloppy leftovers right there, Big Willie. And then what, Big Willie? Oh my goodness, Big Willie. I couldn't even. Big Willie, I couldn't be there. I'm gone. I don't even want to have a conversation. Have you ever been in
a position where you've lost control?
What?
Like, have you? I mean, after hearing like the girl you was dealing with kind of went rogue.
When I was younger, of course, yes, Big Willie. Like I say, when you young and you in love, you got no control. Your emotions just get the best of you. And Big Willie, that Big Willie, it's hard enough knowing that your woman don't cheated on you, but to hear stuff like that, not hearing it, but seeing it, not just thinking about it, but seeing it. They say a picture worth 1,000 words. Oh my goodness, Big Willie, that's like 10 times of what a picture got there and say, just hearing that got there. Big Willie, let me tell you. And then, now that I'm thinking about it, I got to ask you something, Big Willie.
Go ahead.
I heard on the Rick and Smiley the other day, during that situation, not only did she text those messages and they was texting each other, but she told Steve that I think when we were doing it, you knocked my IUD out of line. Now, Big Willie, that means you in there that got darn deep and hard and long to where got done it. You get an IUD inside of you that's supposed to stop you from getting pregnant. Right. That you telling me now in the text message that I knocked out a line that you got to go to the hospital to redo. Big Willie, I don't want no more pause of that. Now, Big Willie, what would you do if you heard and seen all that?
Listen, it doesn't matter, right? Like she could take it. She could have been the nastiest freak and done things she ain't never done to me. At the end of the day, it's done, right?
Yeah.
And so what can you do? Me going and attacking this man? You can cry. You can eat a whole tub of ice cream. You can set some things on fire, but it doesn't take back the act. Ooh. So with that said, it's over. I'm glad this man has the proof because now he holds all the gold coins, and now he can move accordingly. I just feel bad because for him, one, he called himself out by calling Steve Smith. Two, Steve Smith, nothing happens to his reputation because people already think bad about football players, period. So it's just like, well, he's just being an athlete. Yeah, it is what it is. The woman, she may wear the scarlet letter A, but she's not in the limelight, right? She's not as famous as Steve Smith. And her picture will kind of go off into the ether and people will forget about it. This dude will have to walk around his own community and be known as the guy that Steve Smith, he took his wife pretty much. And so I feel bad for the man. I wouldn't have brought it to Steve Smith. I would have kept it in the house. I would have been.
Would you try to work it out?
No. What is there to work out? because trust is big for me, right? Like you obviously, there's no accidents. You know what I mean? Because women, and you can help me out with this, Jay.
Okay.
They say women don't cheat for lust. Like they cheat because there's bigger issues, I guess, internal or they're dealing with that causes them to cheat. Guys are more, I guess we're more animalistic. Like we can hump a basketball and it means nothing to us. For a woman to cheat, it means a lot more. Like it's more of a spirit. It's more of a mental spiritual than just a physical connection. At least that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say now.
That's what they say.
So before you go to the next one, I don't know if you know my boy named Coach, but goddamn, he sent me something the other day, and it made a whole lot of goddamn sense. What he goddamn sense? I said, goddamn, that's something right there to think about right there. He said, Arthur Williams Golden. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, well, Arthur William Golden said, I think women are foolish to pretend they are equal to men. He said, they are far superior and always have been. Now, you let me know if you agree with this. Okay. He said, whatever you give a woman, she will make greater. If you give her sperm, she will give you a baby.
Sure.
If you give her a house, she will give you a home. If you give her groceries, she will give you a meal.
Mm-hmm.
If you give her a smile, she will give you her heart. She multiplies and enlarges what is given to her. So if you give her any crap, be ready to receive a ton of shit. So maybe that's what he's getting back.
That's a good point. That's a damn good point.
Yes,
maybe
sir.
This dude is not as innocent as we would like to perceive.
Exactly.
It's a fucked up manner. It's just horrible. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Come on back. Wild Willie Podcast Show. Welcome on back to the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Colon, and he is
JJ, baby. What's going on, Big Willie?
JJ, it is March.
Yes.
And we're pretty much out of the thick of winter. Spring is upon us. And we started this new year talking about resolutions. Now that we've kind of had January, February's behind us, March is now upon us. You had some goals. I had some goals. People have goals. It's good to check in. It's good to check in and to see where we are at with our goals. JJ, where are you at with some of your goals,
Big Willie,
for the new year?
What I'm trying to do, Big Year, so far, Big Willie, the year has been good because one of my New Year revolutions is every time you look up, you know, we was always filming, Big Willie, so I want to spend more time with family. This is going to be the year of family right here. I want to get closer, do more, ask questions, you know, create even more memories, you know, come closer to family, do family activities. You know, even when you do it, it's still not enough. I want to get together more than often, more than usual. Try to make up for the time, you know, that, you know, when we wasn't spending time and everybody was just so busy. So my New Year resolution right now, Big Willie, what I'm trying to do is spend more time, goddamn, with family, goddamn, and not let business and everything get away of cherishing them moments.
That's awesome. I agree with you. I think right now, as far as my vision board is concerned, I obviously, like we talked about earlier, I have the Spartan race coming up on Saturday, which was one of my year goals of finishing. I want to finish the race. I've been training for it, so the goal is to finish. I wanted to travel. I have traveled. Went to the Bahamas with the family. Had a great time. Laughed more. Loved more. And also, I wanted to this year be somebody. What's the word? I wanted to be more of a manly figure for my kids, right? I want to kind of spend more one-on-one time with them, and I've been able to do so. But there's still a lot of things on there. I have some new projects coming up. I got some new things we're trying to, as a family, we're trying to attack and get after. I definitely have to learn to speak Spanish. I've been entertaining that.
Me and you both.
Yeah, it's time that, you know, Willie Colon comes into fruition and become more well-rounded, if you will. So there's still a lot of things to do, but as of right now, things are going well. Things are steady. Things are going well. There's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of grit and grind, but things are going pretty well. So the goal is to attack and keep moving forward. So I'm in. If I had to give 2025 a grade so far, I give it a B. It's a solid B. As for me, that's what I would say.
Yes, good.
Jay, this was fun. We're going to get the hell up out of here. The next time we'll talk, I will give you an update. Not an update. I will tell you
how. We
want
video. We want pictures and video. We want to see that ship, that cruise ship, do its justice with your training. We're going to find out with your competition this weekend.
I agree, Jay. I'm gonna have everything in store for our fans. Once again, thank you to everyone that continues to love and support. Continue to subscribe and comment. We will get to you. We will have a reply, and we will tell you thank you and I love you, no matter what you say. I'm Willie Cologne, and he is
JJ, baby, and we'll see you next week with Big Willie's videos.
Peace.